So, welcome to our session number 49 with that being season 4, episode number 10, as I just shuffle everything around to make it all fit properly. Don't you love it when you're partly set up and go, that should be right, and then go, whoops.
All the time.
We get there with stuff. And especially when I then put my computer on things that I need. Okay, so tonight's session has Mike at the table.
Good evening.
Slight interlude there, done by coffee.
Yes. Good evening. I play Brum Brum Crash, a Gungan from the Panorama Mountains. I'm a ship racer, the pilot. I'm a Gungan with coordination, over 2 meters tall, with a pink and purple mohawk, and trying to get back my missing ship, the robotic unicorn.
I'm sure that won't be too long in being chased down. It's like, you finally get your ship together and the campaign closes with the end credits.
Yep. Well, we've still got to go get the other ship.
Okay, online today we have Mark.
Hi, I'm playing Ash Skard, the Mandalorian Death Watch member of the team, who is trying to work out how this team rolls, because it seems to go from left to right a lot. But Ash understands we've got these lovely people, and I'm trying to learn as much as possible for how proper Mandalorians act. So.
That's a funny statement. Proper Mandalorians.
Yeah, no, that's why I put it in there. I don't see any parts I get to it. Yeah.
So does this mean Ash takes his helmet off or doesn't take his helmet off?
Ash never takes his helmet off.
No, that's going to make showering interesting.
Oh, hang on. I need to take my helmet off when I'm not in view of anyone else, and I'm in my room, a locked door, no one can come in. Okay? And there's no cameras, so I'll black out all the cameras first. We can go a full list here, we can go for half an hour, but I thought I'll let other people talk first. So.
Oh, good. Okay, and next on line we have is Kesley.
Hello. I am playing Kayana Cape. We are currently going by the underground name Riri. I have 2 little dogs coming to attack me. Oh. And so she is the martial artist of the group, former leader as we were sector rangers, disgraced, earning her name back, doing what she can to fit within the rules of society, but now determining that society is wrong. So that's a fun time. Currently in a Bacta tank, according to my notes. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes.
You're not exactly a floater. Currently, preparing coffees because she's nice is Ariadna. Who'll get back to us when she can hear us. But who is Kesley up to doing last session's recap?
Yeah, we'll do. So, gotta say, things are not necessarily going our way, but we made our way back to Mercy, and we were kind of figuring out what to do next. We thought maybe we could talk to Boss Kaggle to make sure that we can retaliate against Captain Hondo, who stole the borrowed ship from us. And so We reach out to him. He tells us come to Lanthrum. So we do. It is definitely like the black market area of the sector, which is hilarious because we were here previously as cops. And did we notice? Nah. Did we care? Nah. We weren't good at our jobs. So.
An interesting thing to note down when you were leader of that group at the time.
Yeah. So we just know we don't offend the Gamorreans, who are kind of the most common people here. We make it to our the club, Pink Flamingo, to meet Kaggle. There's some wrestling going on, and Kaggle says that he told Hondo not to poach in his territory before, and so he'll handle that. He did that and ended up torturing Hondo, and we got our silver ship back. Ruber Crash got the silver ship back, which is really nice. And then we're offered the chance of doing some wrestling, but turns out to be more gladiatorial fighting. So
yeah, you never quite read the fine print.
Yeah, me being the martial artist of the group volunteered to go in, and I am matched up against the champion there, a Wookiee named Splitter, 10 to 1 odds, and I definitely attack first, and then he hits me once, and it was okay for a second, and then I got a second hit, and then I go down and I yield, because we learn through the crowd that, like, if you drop your weapon, that,
the Wookiee won't attack you.
The Wookiee won't attack. So, I'm done, dragged out of there, put into a back tank, and then, our companion, Led, goes ahead and hops in as our other enforcer fighter person, goes against Splitter, beats him, goes against, another dude, wins. Another dude wins, has a 4th round going against the Shadow. He ends up losing against this guy named the Shadow. So he also ends up in the back tank next to me. And as we know it, the underground name Lead may no longer be alive. Well, it's still alive, but Lead, questionable. And that's where we ended up.
Well, the Shadow does have a reputation of killing people.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a miracle that Khalid even survived.
Well, we did also happen to make some nice credits during the battles. I walked away with 3,750 credits. I think Ariadne's got about 1,000 or 1,500.
I'm glad that you guys can profit off of our giving our lives.
I'm planning totally to spend it all on medical.
Yeah, which is good. Which, maybe the gladiatory pits are not for us, is what I'm learning here.
Misa saying, when was that the...
I might end
when
up
was that the
having
deal?
herself in there so that she could make up for the lost faith, disgrace of joining you guys up without thinking it through properly.
What Viri has learned is instead of relying on her natural ability, she perhaps needs to put some training into melee skills.
Misa needs to put some training into any weapon skills.
Yes, you're so good at avoiding combat, people do associate you with a Gungan.
Misa uses the Force.
Isn't that just another way of saying you punch someone?
Yes.
You cast Force Punch. So, you're currently on the Lanthrum. You're just managed to fish Kayana out of the Bacta tank, who'd been in there for an hour or so after surviving against the Wookiee.
I'm happy to carry her back if she needs it.
I was gonna say, am I like fully healed both wounds and strain?
You probably have still half your wounds there, but your critical injury's gone.
Okay.
Which means you should be... Yeah. I don't think I remember noting down what you had for your hit points, so you'd be at half hit points.
Yeah, sounds about right, because I think I was at... I want to say I think I was at, like 2 or 3? I was down pretty far.
Yep.
So if I'm at half now, that's fine. And then strain is
Should be fully healed. So strain heals easier than wounds.
Yeah. Cool.
Now, with lead, was lead in the back of the tank as well? Or?
Lead's still in the back to tank. Lead's had quite a few severe injuries, so they can't let him out yet.
He was hit harder than me.
I was just wondering, did you want to stay in the back tank a little bit longer, and I can just be bodyguard for both of you for a little bit?
They didn't give Kayana a choice. They ejected her once she had reached the point.
They're like, once you're stable, you out.
Okay.
Arranged my hearing aid for 3.5 seconds. Lost it already. Going to check the car.
So.
You sure it's not in the bedroom?
They're like, you're stable enough.
I can't find it.
Y'all can leave. So, I think as long as the security around here is fine, like we can pay off the right people.
I'm staying guard till he comes out.
He may be in there for a while, and I think, depending on what our next move is, this is a dangerous planet. We may not need you with us. And because, to be honest, the person who fought is presumed dead. People don't know who is in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as I have faith in your motion here.
No.
I don't like leaving people behind. That's as a Death Watch person, I really don't like, because once Death Watch, all do is Death Watch. But
Yes.
you're not kind of Death Watch, so kind of I've got to break the rules a little bit on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm going to look over the whole area of all the people in the medical area. Is there anyone dodgy I can see in the area there from just my perception, which is pretty crap off memory?
Sure. What's your perception?
0. I'm trying to look at. I don't think I've got a good one on this one.
That's 2 dice, I'm assuming.
Presence of 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 2 whole dice.
Yeah, I just want to overlook and go, do I trust these people in my head? No.
Looking around, you take stock of the situation and realize that if it was you in the tank, they'd probably sell your kidneys.
No idea. I will find it eventually.
Really sure we can leave him here? I look at you with a look of like, kind of thing.
I'm just going to have a quick look in the bedroom for Ariadna for her hearing aid. I just have a quick
I swear.
Remy, I'm going, I really? Not.
Something wrong with me.
I'll be more comfortable with me being here, just keep an eye, because the critical stage.
I got it last Tuesday.
I don't know.
They look shifty.
I look shifty. And I look more shifty with a big gun right next to him. I feel much more happy with my shiftiness then.
Yeah, maybe you do have a point. Maybe we should.
Why
Yeah.
are you looking shifty?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna leave a person formerly known as Leg into the Batha tank, but I had a look around and I'm feeling a bit sussy about the people here that would possibly say, oh well, he doesn't need that liver, doesn't need that candy. I think so. I'm a bit sussy. I'd rather be here the whole
I'll
time.
see if Martin will let me do a perception check when he comes back from probably not finding my hearing.
I'm not really good at perception, so I'm happy for second opinions here. So.
I'll tell you what,
That's what I have to do next level. I have to get some people skills. My character has no people skills.
I was gonna say, like, realistically, I should probably be doing a check as well because I have 2 skills in it. So,
Yeah.
I'll
I'll let you guys. I'm just going to say what I think and go. I don't trust these people, and you can go.
Yeah.
No, they're trustworthy. It's like, yeah.
I was going to say, otherwise use like a lanyard.
Yeah, well, I have a glasses chain coming,
Mm.
which the idea is that when I take it out, it can just sit around my neck. But
Hey, Ariadna, what was your cunning at?
it's my presence and
The cunning.
my willpower the best. Everything else is average.
Okay.
2, 2, 2, 2. So cunning is 2, intellect 2.
Oh, yeah, and then everything
Agility
else is
2.
My cunning
Is
is 3.
34.
But what do we need the cunning for?
I was gonna do perception check. I have 2 skills in it. I know, and I think you have 2 skills in it
No,
as well.
Is
Is
it
this in
one?
your pockets?
And no, I don't think it's in my pockets. But look, there's so many options of where it could be. We'll leave it till after game. I've already been disruptive enough.
Well, I just thought if we could find it, you could
Yeah,
actually hear
if
better.
you'd seen it, yeah, that would have been good. Perception. I've got a rank in perception.
Okay, I have 2, so I should probably do a check.
But Martin sometimes lets me use. Oh no, that's for
I
something
have
else.
3 cunning and 1 perception.
So you would probably be a good. Oh no, is that roughly the same? If Kesley's got 2 ranks in perception, but what's your
So-
cunning,
2.
Kesley?
So
It'd be
that would be
for-
Mike's role, whereas that would be Kesley's role.
Okay, so Mike's had a green.
Mike had 2 greens.
Yep. So maybe, is there any reason why we can't all check this
Well, you
room
weren't
as
coordinate. You
we're
weren't
walking?
coordinating.
Weren't we?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
because
'cause Mark was just doing it by himself originally. So, but if
So
you guys,
after
and
the
if,
fight,
I would have,
have
I
we
will
not
go,
had a
I'm
chance to go
going,
back to
these
check
people are
our
sussy.
guys?
I don't like the look of that fellow over there.
Well-
Look at some like crazy eyes or something. Yeah.
so what had been said was we can leave him where he is and go and get the ship.
Yeah.
And Mark says he has a look around and has a thing. So there was, and he didn't. And he said he didn't feel safe leaving him behind. So his character had done that. At no point you said, "Do we have a coordinated look?"
Is there room here to roleplay us coming back to the area
Well,
where
I
Led
started
is?
you already off at the point where Led was with Kayana getting.
Okay,
taken out.
all right.
That's where we started.
and
We've got to
so-
get you to introduce your character first.
So I am Thea, True Striker, who's not striking very true right now. But hopefully we'll get better. And current leader of this group. Hopefully we'll be leading us more successfully down the line. Not feeling greatly confident about it so far because I got 1 in a back to tank and 1 just out of a back to tank. But they survived and we did make money. So these are the pluses.
We got to roll for pluses.
Am human. I have black hair with blue streaks. And a flawless complexion, because that is not so in real life, so I might as well have it in the role-playing life. Alrighty, when Ash says, look, I'm not sure about these guys, I will have Crash with me. Will I have just picked up Riri from her back to tank?
Riri's in the same room coming out.
Okay, alright, so we enter the room. Ash has said, look, I'm not sure about leaving these guys behind to go and get Crash's ship. I have a look around the room myself, and I will also invite Crash to say what does he think about leaving Led here, because I think we may need Ash, our heavy artillerist, with us for backup. So if I could roll my own just general perception check as I'm looking around the room, and if Crash wants to.
So what's your perception?
My perception is crap. I've got 1 rank in perception and 2 on my cunning.
So considering when Mark did it, that's what Mark rolled.
Yeah.
And you're saying yours is crap, even though yours is better than Mark's.
Well, I meant
I
that.
was gonna say,
I was just pointing out there the fact that she's got a better
yeah,
one than Mark.
yeah.
I see 2 failures.
And 3 successes. So it's a
Okay.
success with a threat.
There you go.
Okay, cool. And did you want to have a look around the room? Since you're with me?
What am I?
So
2 green, a yellow, and
And
2
2
purple.
purple?
Yes. For 3 plus 1.
Yep.
Okay.
So that ends up being 1 success and 3 advantages.
So
Misa says this is the way.
and considering I'm still currently leader, I should just leave that on the ground because I drop it so often. While I'm still leader here, I'll say to Ash, I'd actually rather have you come along. Oh, you haven't given me the perception thing, haven't you? Have you?
No.
What is the perception thing?
Well, I was waiting to
Sorry,
get
I am a bit upside down and back to front today.
Okay. Now I've got to remember what I was going to say. Okay, so...
I hate going to specialist days because they always coincide with Star Wars.
It always throws things around a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you do notice is that they seem to be treating people relatively fairly. They do look dodgy, but hey, you're on a world where the black market thrives, so everything here is dodgy.
Okay.
That doesn't look like they clean out the back to tanks before putting other people in there, but so well, could be worse.
I'd say he needs the back to tank, and we need Ash, because in case there's a fight for the ship, even though we've done the whole torture thing, I still think we need that big gun.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say behind us, because that could be misconstrued, but at least alongside. So I'll ask Ash if she will accompany us to get Crash's ship, because I think that's a fairly important asset, and I think this is going to be as
safe as
anywhere else is going to be. What I might do though is, how much money do I have? Is there a person there that looks like they're in charge?
There is a droid.
Okay. Do they look bribable?
I'm sure you can bribe anyone, not that you're not sure if money will actually make any difference here.
Okay, so money may not make a difference?
It may not.
Does anyone have, aside from the guy in the back to tank, does anyone have a particularly good charm?
Not me. I'm purely gunny person. I shoot things.
Hang on.
You said lots of charms are?
Misa speaks binary. Social checks with NPC droids.
Okay.
Add a boost dice per rank.
Can you have a...
I have a rank in Underworld if we want to do that one instead.
Which would you do when you just want the droid... You either want to charm the droid or bribe the droid in some way to just...
Mine would be more... I would understand what to bribe the droid with.
Let's try that first.
So I have 1 rank in it.
Yep.
So it'll be 1 yellow, 1 green.
So someone would like
Oh
to do
yeah,
that
I've got
for
Underworld
her.
as well.
They will.
What does that require? Intelligence. I don't have a lot of intelligence. In real life
Stick
or
in
role-playing life.
2 purple for it.
Sorry, so 2 purple.
You're happy doing that roll?
What am I doing? 2 purple and what?
And what did you say?
1 yellow, 1 green.
1 yellow, 1 green.
You can do it!
I have no
So
idea.
that is 3 successes, which comes out to 1 success and 2 threats.
Oh.
Alright.
So you get to start off the session with 2 strain.
Yeah.
Oh, back in the back of the tank.
You're back in the back to tank with you.
So okay, I believe that Mark also got 2 strain on his roll as well.
Yeah, no, okay. No. I was expecting something like that, but it's okay.
Okay, so
I wouldn't think bribing a droid, well, speaking out loud, I wouldn't think bribing a droid would really
No.
achieve anything, because
Well, that's why the underworld check will give us
Well,
maybe an idea
It
of...
depends if it's a free droid or not. Bribing
Yeah.
the droid means that you either the droid keeps it and then you find out you've bribed a slave, or that the master goes, well, I take the money from the droid, but you didn't pay me, you paid the droid. I just took the money from the droid. So your payment doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah, well, that's why I thought the underworld check might be worth finding out that first before we try to pay anyone off.
And if it's a free droid, well, who knows what can happen? You've met one. You know how they treat other people.
Depends on the droid. I thought B1 was perfectly fair.
Okay, I think medical check does need to be done soon. There's somebody. Medical check.
It's kind of funny. So that check, what information did that yield to Riri about what might be?
That's what I just said. That was what the answer I gave.
Oh, the answer is okay.
That we could try.
Okay, so it's all very dependent.
From an
Gotcha.
underworld perspective.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Alright.
it wasn't am I bribing this droid? What's the appropriate bribe to this droid?
Would you like to have a conversation with the droid
Gotcha.
and see if you
Right.
can find out some more information about it?
So one rank in speaks binary, and does that use intellect or?
It uses one of your social skills, which could be charm, deception,
Try with
negotiation.
Streetwise.
Streetwise is not a social skill.
Oh, okay.
Skull.
So charm, coercion, deception, negotiation are all social skills.
Well, I don't have any of those. I've just got the.
I so wish my old character was here. I had all those skills in bulk.
I
Anyway.
have negotiation.
same here. I also have 3 presents. I could assist you.
As
Or
a
Riri could assist
coercion.
Yes, you could threaten to destroy the droid to get the information you want out of it.
No. I'd like to go for something like negotiation
Skullduggery.
or
Yeah.
charm. I don't know if charm would work on the
I think droids would
droid.
be more open to negotiations. So if you with your presence,
I've
and then
got-
I have one rank in it, is this something that we can team up on, Martin?
Yeah.
It is something you can team up on, but if 2 of you are teaming up, you don't get the bonus from Mike's character unless he's one of the ones in that team.
Can I use?
I was gonna say.
Can I use skullduggery as well? Because that's it's underhanded, it's unscrupulous, it's dishonest behaviour.
It's about the physical abilities to perform a crime.
Okay.
So skullduggery ranges from
That is
pickpocketing to lockpicking to...
Okay, so I can't use that.
So I would.
Yeah, so I think at this stage, whatever cunning, whoever has the highest cunning, and then whoever has... presence.
So
Presence,
for
wrong one.
negotiation, I've got 3 presents and a rank. Although it
Cool,
looks
I
like
have... Well then, honestly, you don't need me. You could, if you have a
I could
rank in it,
team up
then
with-
you could do it yourself.
Mike, because we need Mike's binary. So
Go for that.
you and me,
Mhm.
see if we can negotiate with the droid.
I'll let you.
So what's your dice?
So 3 presents for me
Mhm.
and 1 rank.
And 1 binary plus, if we're talking presents, it's 3.
So it works out to be the same number of dice either way. Because you have the blue.
Sorry.
Sorry, my hands aren't working good
That's
today.
okay. Your hand's in the same space mine are. Can we put the dice tray just over here and then move it back?
Sure.
Well, you did get a triumph.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, but those purple ones over there concern me.
So you got 3 successes and 2 threats and a triumph.
Okay, so that sounds moderately good.
It is moderately good.
Okay.
There you go. Those people can now see it.
I was gonna say, yeah,
since
good
you're
there
the one
on,
who
on
does
the dice tray.
binary, you'll do the main talking.
Oh, sure.
Just we're just trying to find out if we can leave Led here without fear of him not having a liver, kidneys, lungs, etc. by the time we come back.
Misa say greetings to droid.
Does the droid identify itself?
It does not. It just looks at you and it beeps at you. Beep beep.
God.
Go on, beat back, see what Martin makes up.
That'll go down a rabbit hole.
Beep, boop, beep, boop, boop.
Misa says beep beep boop.
And it does a razzle boop.
Yeah,
I knew this was
it's a cheeky one.
Oh, don't make it mad.
I say, oh, you got a sense of humour.
Misa Misa want should we say protection for?
We want the best care for our friend. Protection
That
might
becomes
offend
out
the
whole.
droid.
Or it might start welding metal onto the outside. You know, best protection.
Yeah.
We want the best care. We want to ensure the best care so that our friend ends up returning to us as full and whole as possible.
With no extra bits.
I just saw a gap that you just left open for Martin in it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be quiet.
With no extra bits and no bits missing.
Yeah.
I did like the whole as possible.
Other than what he was already missing to begin with, because
Yeah, he has got
missing
one cybernetic arm.
yeah,
Is it cybernetic in this world? Yeah, cool.
Misa would like prestigious care for our friend in the Bapta tank, and would like to make sure that nothing untoward happens to them while we are not present.
It beeps happily at you.
Does oil bars work in this place as a currency?
I was gonna say you still need to figure out if the droid is a slave or a free droid.
Yes.
And not really good. But I mean, if I speak binary,
Yeah.
then I should be able to. Okay, if we assume the beep beeps is now that
Yeses and no's.
that I'm speaking the same language as him because I can speak binary, we'll just.
Beep beep doop beep boop. Are you?
Yeah.
Do you own yourself?
Are you a free droid or do you have a master?
It answers with a query. Query identify free droid.
I think it doesn't know what free is.
Misa say, do you have an owner?
Query identify owner.
I would more ask, is he in charge of the safety of the patients, or is there a boss?
Boss droid.
Misa say,
Oh, well, maybe not boss droid.
what is your role here at the hospital?
Query identified role to preserve life.
I think you need to be a little bit more binary, not open-ended.
Yes, no questions.
Uh,
Are you in charge?
Ash goes over to our dear friend and sits with him again. Ask him if he's the boss droid in the medical area.
Well, no, because if you say boss droid,
He doesn't.
and the boss is organic, then the answer is going to... So, are you in charge? Yes, no.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We'll try that. Are you in charge?
It says query identified. Response negative.
Who can you take us or put us in contact with who's in charge?
Misa say... That's getting on really quickly. We need to speak to who's in charge.
And it,
You need to speak to your manager.
Yes.
it
Don't
points
use
to a
the
sign.
Karen voice.
It
What?
points to a sign on the wall.
What's the sign say?
If you have a query, please contact. And it was behind you the whole time.
Yeah, of course it was. This reflects public service life so well.
It was above Ash at the same time, and Ash didn't notice it either, so it's okay.
You would
Well,
think,
Ash had been sitting in here for a whole couple of matches and still didn't notice.
well, you would think with Ash's
That's right.
perception that Ash should have seen said
Is there a con?
time.
There is a comms next to it.
I push the comms.
Okay, there's a high-pitched squealing noise on the other end.
Do you understand what the high-pitched squealing noise on the other end is?
It's not a droid.
Okay. It's a pig.
It's
A Gamorrean.
static.
More
No.
squealing.
It's a Gamorrean. Does any of us have a translator?
Oh, oh no, I've just got the voice. The voice.
Did we get one?
I
You-
don't know.
You were going to get yourself a translated droid, but you didn't quite get that.
No, I just have the false
'Cause
voice.
I think at the time we were thinking that David was gonna still have protocol droid parts to him or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've just got the false voice transmitter, so I can do the scream voice. Hello, Sydney.
I like it. That's really good.
Good one. No,
Because I used
don't
the...
have that in group gear either.
No, I don't think any of us got...
Can you, in binary, ask the droid if it understands Gamorrean and is it willing to translate for us?
Misa say, do you know
Gamorrean.
language?
With a long-winded response, it says yes.
Can it...
Beep, boop, 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 beep, boop, 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 boop.
This conversation's going to take 3 hours. Alright.
Is this just bureaucracy in the medical system Star Wars?
Oh, could be.
I think we should just go get your ship. Otherwise, we're going to spend the whole session here trying to figure out, and I'm pretty sure Leeds is going to be as safe or not safe as is going to be. So I'm calling leadership until someone stabs me in the back or takes it from me, and I'm saying, let's go.
Misa say, fine by me.
Otherwise, we're going to be on this call to this Gamorrean for like 5 hours, and I'm going to have taken 5 ton of Panadine and still have a headache. Because all of that squealing's going to get onto you at some
Sounds
point.
good. Well, then I'm gonna follow you, and I'm gonna suggest that Ash comes along.
And I just looks at her going, is she always this cranky? And they're scared, and I'm going, oh, so.
Only when the people she loves are hurt.
Only when she's stuck on a world where it's mostly Gamorreans, she can't speak Gamorrean, and there's no way to get a straight answer anywhere. And she's also the person who's role-playing her has been to the doctor and been stabbed with things, and
And then misplaces things. And
yeah, loses her hearing aid barely 1 week of that. It's that kind of day. We're going. We're going to get this ship.
Hey, yes, boss.
Um,
Salute.
Yeah.
so
Do we know how to get... Do we know...
Well,
Directions.
We got
Jesus Christ, we're going to have to
given-
ask someone.
what's his name? Boss Kaggle. He gave us the. I can't remember if he gave us the coordinates or.
He gave us coordinates. He did too.
Okay, so he gave us the coordinates. So
he thought ahead.
What?
He thought ahead.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, we asked for the coordinates and he gave it to us. So we've just got to basically head to our mothership, big
Yep.
ship, whatever the hell we want to call it,
Yep.
whatever it's called, and hop, skip, and a jump, and
Yep.
and fly to Who's What's It, and
That's what we'll do then.
yes.
Am I still the pilot for this ship? I think I am.
Well, a lot of you can be the pilot for that ship.
I was gonna say, all of us have the skill in piloting. It is Boom Crash's borrowed ship. Your choice.
Oh, if it's ship.
No,
This is our ship.
Your
this
ship.
Is this is our ship.
Oh yeah, no,
This
our
is the
ship
one I
is
usually fly.
our ship. We take turns with it. So
I'm
if
the
you
one
wanna-
with the official license, which is why I've been flying it, and then other people have taken over as needed.
I have the official training in it.
Misa can fly anything.
Well, look, I really don't mind who flies, but I'm happy to be flying.
So
You wanna fight? Go ahead.
Where is our ship in relation to the hospital? Is it parked out the front? Is it? I can't remember what.
You're probably maybe about half an hour to an hour to get to the docking bay to get to your ship.
All right. Misa suggests we get a Zuba and or a
Reboot?
or a Rebu, a Rebu ride, and get back to the spaceport thing where our ship
Doesn't have
is
my pilot
located.
license on here. Yep. We'll do that.
Okay, so your Zuba arrives with a Wookiee pilot.
I can speak Wookiee, so I say hello.
You do notice it's the same Wookiee who was hairless dancing previously.
Still say hello.
He greets you.
Give him the coordinates.
Definitely a he.
Give him the coordinates. Look, I've seen a naked. Yeah, we're all good here. This is supposed to be PG.
I wasn't describing it.
Yes. So give him coordinates
To the space station
to.
where our ship is docked, and then we go from our ship, fly to where my ship is.
Okay. Yep. Is it far away? Did we just ask that and I forgot that 2 seconds
It was
after
about
it was
an hour
answered?
by transit.
An hour
by the tunnels of train tunnels.
Yeah, we don't have to get in our ship. We just have to take the train.
Oh, okay.
But then you'd then have to send everyone else back because you can't all fit on his ship.
Yeah.
No, without Khalid now you can.
Oh, okay.
Because you can take 4, it can't take 5.
We can
Right.
just catch the train.
Okay. In that case, yeah.
Or a reboot, because I don't know if we want to be on a train. Because, you know, if we've got one naked Wookiee already, can you imagine the Gamorreans on the train?
Yeah,
So let's just reboot there.
potentially problematic. Yeah, so
The Wookiee says he doesn't leave the city.
Oh, okay. It's too far away to go by reboot?
There are no roads.
Okay. So the train's the best way? Did you say the transit way?
sure. Let's go to the. Let's get a reboot to the nearest.
No, get him to the nearest transit
train
station.
station.
He drops you at the nearest station and says he won money on the fight, so it's on him.
Okay, well, that's good.
He won money on the flight. Oh, fight.
Fight.
I
yeah.
thought he meant on the flight for. And it's like, who paid you to take us to the
Yeah,
train
no,
station?
he won as a result of the fight. Therefore, I'm guessing on
He bet
He
on
doesn't
Shadow.
Riri's fight, maybe. Or?
Either that, or he probably bet on Shadow.
Yeah, and lead. Although Howie connects all of us with lead, I'm not sure. Not going to question it. It's a free ride.
So yes, you get in and you feel it accelerate up to about 1,000 k's an hour very quickly.
I want to be a child and make faces, but I
You
won't.
can.
I won't.
It barely moves as it's going at that speed.
I have a reputation to, I'd say uphold, but hold in place.
Doesn't mean you can't have childlike wonder at times.
It's gonna have to take a little bit more wins. I've been introduced to a naked Wookiee today already, you know. The child was chased away.
Okay.
There's a ghost on the other end of the internet.
Yes, so some interesting noises coming from Mark's mic at that time. Are you there, Mark?
I was gonna say, it sounds like your microphone, because it's coming through every time that you're trying to talk. So can you check the wires on your microphone or something?
Unplug your USB and plug it back in.
This is the droid you guys are talking to.
Yeah, this is about as helpful as that.
Yeah, right, we get there.
I was just seeing if Mark's thing had fixed.
Yeah.
So, are you able to let us know if your mic's fixed, Mark?
Yeah, much better.
Much better. It doesn't sound like a synthesized voice anymore.
No, that's okay. I was trying to do my best David impression.
There you go.
Dude, pretty good one.
Fade it out just like David does when he goes through tunnels.
I'm pretty sure it was Die meets
watching our party
Sack
just
Die.
trying to do faces on the walls, and I just look at him and shake my head going,
Oh no, I
"The
said
it's never like this." Yeah.
I said I was tempted, but that I wouldn't. So no faces have been made.
No faces? Okay, as long as I can't determine that you're about to do something silly.
I'm wearing a
that's
helmet.
Asking out loud, should we do a perception check for our train carriage?
It's probably a good idea.
So we see the sniper or whatever it is that's inside the carriage that's waiting there to kill us. I've seen Critical Role. I know how these things work.
All right.
Alright, your
So
call if
nothing
you,
like
if you want to do it or if you
No,
want me
let's
to do
try it
it.
anyway.
But no, it's a case of always check.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like,
When you enter a room, look up.
yes, because the baddies jump down on you.
So you're looking up. I'm looking behind us. Riri's looking in front, and Ash is looking to the side.
So the
Yeah,
danger's
Ash
coming
is
from the side.
Ash it's just polishing his no, sorry, wrong word for it. Ash is just tapping his big gun, just going easy. Wait till we get
so do we
outside.
need to do a roll for that, or is this just
I can say you're having a good look around, but there's no major threats that you can see at this
Okay,
stage.
cool.
So you're not imagining any threats either.
Cool.
Because if you do roll and it rolls really terribly, I then expect you to inject threats in.
Yeah. Yep. That is a good thing.
Yep.
All right.
okay, so
Yes, you arrive at the outpost rather quickly. It has lots of different options.
And is this where the ship is, or is this just the train depot before we get then we have to travel to
It's somewhere in the settlement.
somewhere in the settlement?
Because
Okay.
the GPS brings you to the
Right,
location.
okay, so we're at the train station, we've got off at the train station. Okay. Do we...
Looking around here, it looks like this place was carved out of the planet quite a long time ago. It seems a
this
lot
is
older
the
than the other
ice
place
planet.
you were at.
Right, so I'm assuming here that we're using like a thing with a beepy. Okay, cool. We should look at the beepy thing on the thing.
We have data pads. and
Data pads. There we go.
equipments and
The
scanners
words.
and things.
Couldn't think of
Yep.
the stupid thing.
Yep.
We look at the data pad and see where we are in relation to the
To your
coordinates.
ship. Yep.
Okay, give me a computer check.
That'll be you.
Yes, I do have computers.
Because
So
I don't have computers.
that will be 1 computer and 3 intellect.
So 1 yellow, 2 green against 2 purple.
1 yellow, 2 I'll just get rid of. No whammy.
Okay, so apparently getting some interference due to the ice.
Damn it.
It's just coming up with location unknown.
Is that because we're underground in the train station? Oh, okay. Alright, how about we go...
It's not picking up the satellites at the moment.
How about we go up to ground level so that we can use the data pad.
Yep.
And we'll check again
Yep.
to see if the... So we toddle upstairs.
Yep.
You take one of the elevators that go up.
Yep.
Goes up about half a K.
Beep boopity boop. And we're on the ground, I guess the ground floor, instead of sub-basement 398.
Yep.
And I don't know what that means.
Okay, so you got 2 advantages on that roll. As you're doing stuff, you realise that the reason why you couldn't pick up any satellites earlier...
It's because there are no satellites.
Correct.
Did I know that?
Can I grab the thing, hit it twice, and have a go myself?
You can, except you realise that there's probably no satellites for it to pick up to tell you where you are based on the coordinates.
Is there any other way to figure out how to track these coordinates down?
There are other ways to do it.
Okay.
You can normally connect into the network of the planet, and the planet then gives you the information.
Is that
But
underground again?
he was doing the... I'm going to use the GPS to figure out where everything is.
Would that be at the equivalent of like an internet cafe?
The equivalent, that sort of thing. But
Okay.
most of them have simple connected points that you can just jump in.
Too bad we don't have a droid.
Let's do that. I will go and try and locate the closest.
Well, luckily for you, there's a terminal here you can plug into.
Right, we'll do that. These dice?
Yeah, those dice will do.
Oh, sorry. Actually, there's... so that and that are cancelled out.
I can't talk, so I
Oh,
can't see.
right. Yeah, sorry, put that over where Martin can see it so Martin can do the Martin thing.
Yeah, so that worked out to be a success and an advantage, because yes, those 2 did cancel out. The other 2, green and purple, cancelled out, leaving just the yellow.
Do we know where the ship is now?
Yes, you realise it's probably
It's
about...
behind you, isn't it?
It's got to say the same thing.
It was about 200 to 300 meters from where you came in on the train station.
Yeah. I'll walk us in the right direction.
Okay, so you're feeling the crunch of ice under your feet as you're...
Do we need to go back down?
Well, you can be above it by half a K if you like.
Well, I don't know that I want to walk around on the frozen planet if the ship's...
It was about it was close to the place you came in.
Okay, alright. So, it's parked on top?
No.
No, okay.
Oh, so
It's near the
close
train
to the...
station.
Oh, right, okay, so we're going to go back down.
Yeah, we got to go back down. That's what I meant.
Right, well at least now we know where it is. So, hop back in the elevator.
Yeah.
Beep, boop, beep, boop, boop.
Okay, making your way back down again.
Do, 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 do.
Sorry.
It's a half mile, half K or something like that, so...
I'm locking and loading while we're going down as well, just to make sure my gun's ready to go.
Yeah.
Not kind of itchy at the moment, just feel like I haven't had a fight for a while.
Okay,
No.
so now that we're down on sub-basement 398,
Well, it's considered level 1
otherwise known as level 1,
because everyone lives far from the surface because it's cold up there.
apparently. So yeah, we walk to the hangar? Or is it a...
Okay, so I'm coming into the main area. There's lots of streets coming up from the station. You can see that a majority of stuff on the station street are hangars for various companies.
Good thing you printed out where it was from the internet cafe on the map, so that we don't have to go back up to look at the
I was always a hard copy girl.
Oh, look at that. So yes, looking at the map, if we, because I have piloting, planetary piloting, that'll do. Have a look and we go, all right, so it's the third corridor down the third street down the left, and about 50 meters down there.
While we're walking along here, can I just do we go in guns and blazing, or does somebody want to talk this out first?
Well-
Let's suss out the situation.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, did that just come up, or has that been there all along?
What, that picture?
Yeah.
That's been
That's
there.
been there all along.
Okay, that's fine then. If that had just come up, then
No.
Then-
That's been there.
it's have your guns ready. But if that's been there all along, we'll
Yep.
probably get guns out. But let's just see.
Is this a dark alleyway type thing, or is this lit up? And...
Well, it's lit up and
okay.
but it's not, doesn't look well patrolled. It looks very old. Not sure how old.
Do I get a sense that I should be
We should do
picking
that.
up my weapon and making sure that it's ready to fire?
You probably think that anyway.
Yeah, but
We should. Probably...
I don't want to overtly get Ash wound up into
We
firing that gun before it needs to be fired.
We should probably.
What? Shoot! Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Misa say we should probably do a once around the ship and have somebody standing at the entrance in case
Alright, we'll
something bad hits the fan.
leave Ash to cover our backs, Riri go that way, Crash go that way, I'll go that way.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound like a plan?
Heading
Yep.
towards
So
the
shoot.
base.
So shoot. Yeah, so I shoot it. Anything that moves, I shoot. Is that how it works?
No, because he'll shoot us.
No, just shoot. I say to you, go. Yeah. But no, I go. Just kidding. No, I give you a bit of punch in the shoulder.
Can you give me a
Okay.
better idea
I'm sorry,
of
I may have
what
missed this.
visually? 'Cause
Did we
I can't-
identify a physical, threat of people, or
Sorry.
are we doing this to try to just cover down and make sure?
I'm just asking Martin for that information just now.
Yeah, we've got to the hangar and we're just before we go and try and hop into the ship and drive away, we want to make sure whether it's here by itself or whether there's other people's.
You and I both know. If I think one thing, it's usually upside down and back to front. So if you can just...
Okay, so
I'm...
from the station that you got off at,
Yep.
this place looks, while it's lit up enough to be able to see clearly, it doesn't look well travelled.
Did we walk down a hall? Is it enclosed?
There's streets.
There's streets.
So we went
Okay.
down the third street on the left.
So is this like a massive cavern then?
I was trying to get into the description,
Sorry.
but every time I'm interrupted, I stop describing because
Yep, that's okay.
there's
I get over enthusiastic
yeah.
and my ADHD gets ahead of me.
That's okay. Okay, so looking from the station where you got off, I was saying the streets look fairly old and lit well enough, but there's lots of places people could hide in.
Right.
There are. It shows damage from many years of use, so it's not pristine streets.
So would the equivalent be walking through the suburbs here?
Sorry, probably not.
Okay.
It's not residential. It's industrial.
Industrial. Okay.
It'd be
Yep.
like walking through Hume.
Okay. Yeah.
And,
that
and
helps.
imagine walking through Hume on a public holiday sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So everything would be mostly closed and just scattering of people moving about.
Yep.
There'd probably be security here and there, but not necessarily happy to deal with people's security.
Okay. So if they spot us, they just eye us from a distance but do nothing.
Unless, of course, you look suspicious, such as milling about, staring at them aimlessly.
Well, we're walking, I hope, somewhat purposefully towards our destination.
Or pointing a big, multi-barrel gun in their direction.
No, Ash is following behind us, holding her multi-barreled gun, but not aiming it at anyone.
He's gone.
His.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't realise you're a male.
This time he's a male.
Right.
And of course the helmet comes off and it was Piper all along.
Dun-dun-dun.
Alright.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure, Martin. Sure.
In which case, I will tell Ash to fall back and watch our backs. I don't shoot unless it looks like there's something that needs shooting at. And then I'll have Crash and Riri with me, and we'll approach the hangar. Is that
Okay. That is a good thing. So
do we see any outside security?
I will get people to, if someone would like to make a streetwise check, now's a good time to do so.
I have 2 in
I
that.
have 1 rank in Streetwise and 2 in Cunning, so probably not me.
I have 2 yellow.
None in Streetwise.
Yep, so it sounds like Riri's our Streetwise person.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I trust you.
No whammies.
Okay, so having a good look around, you feel perfectly at calm and
What
at
got
ease.
rolled?
2 failures.
I swear, you've got to move that camera up to this side of the table. It's ableism. I can't get over there and roll the dice all the time.
Well, part of
no.
it is the length
I'm
of
teasing.
the cable.
I'm teasing.
What is it, USB?
Well, I've got it plugged in going around that
Okay.
way, so
Yes.
not this way. So if I put it this way, then I trip over it.
Yeah.
I purely meant it as a joke. I will get up if I need to roll. So it's like.
I thought it was a funny joke.
So yes, Riri thinks it looks perfectly safe.
Okay.
I'm just like, yeah, you know what? This doesn't look too bad. Seems fine to me. And then meanwhile, I'm more
Looking
just
at
like,
her, considering I've got 1 rank in Streetwise, do I have confidence in what she's telling me?
Well, she's not lied to you before.
Okay, alright. I did tell
Keep it-
Ash to
I was gonna
stay
say,
a couple of
keep
feet
in mind.
behind us and have
Hey.
his gun ready, so...
I had just came out of the back.
Back to tank, that's right.
But you know what? I got a little bit of headache. I'm still a little bit hurt, but we're trudging along, and so everything seems fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're humming everything is awesome as you're going.
I'm not, but maybe Riri is.
Nah.
Okay, so I would also see if anyone would like to make a outer rim check if they have one.
Ooh, that's me, I think.
What's
Yep.
the ring?
That's
I've got one
a knowledge skill.
Nope.
Yeah. So I've got 1 in outer rim and 4 in intelligence, man.
They might be gun darks.
Oh, I have one in outer rim, I think.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
You guys could
But
team up.
remember, I'm not with the group, so I'm not sure that counts at all, man. So.
Is that Mark's roll?
Technically.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think it all counts each other. No, I think there's 1 more failure than there
Okay,
is
so there's
success.
2 failures and 2 advantages.
Yeah.
So
I cracked
you
out.
feel-
I can
you
no
feel-
longer roll anymore.
you-
You have to actually come here in person, Mark, and roll the dice.
No, I understand. It's okay. I forgive you. That's okay. Okay, man.
Sorry, I just waiting. So you feel really good about the fact that you
We're
don't
about
recognize
to-
anything useful here.
Really good about to die.
Yeah, it looks good. We're fine. We should be fine with this.
It could be worse.
Sure.
Yeah, it could be
Could
worse.
be in a BAFTA tank.
And does anyone have the law skill?
I don't. think so.
Lore? I have one rank in
No.
that.
No.
Just not doing so hot right now. The thing is, our characters don't know it.
I'm absolutely happy for you to roll.
Okay, so that was 1 failure and 1 advantage.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And again, you're walking along going, nothing here really seems out of place.
I don't trust this.
That's okay. It'll be fine.
Goodness. You know what? Let's just go with it. Whatever happens, we'll be legends. It'll be great.
That's right. That's what Piper did. So that's how bad did that work out? None. Nothing at all.
Right.
All we have to do is just channel that the philosopher Jeremy Clarkson is not anywhere nearby.
That's probably sound advice regardless of what you're doing.
It's a famous saying of his that you should never say, because it's always ended up bad.
Is that something he says on his shows, Jeremy Clarkson?
Correct.
Is that what can go wrong?
Correct.
Yes.
It's a statement that you
But
should
the
never
GM
say.
said that, not us.
Correct.
So, you know.
So that means
So-
it's going to be all roses.
So as you're walking along, you pass the street sign saying what can go wrong. Feeling perfectly happy with your lot in life.
No.
I want to steal that street sign now.
Reaching docking bay number 13.
Of course.
Is there this
number
planet's
666.
version of a black ice cat running in front of us?
Yeah.
Is there a ladder we have to crawl under?
Well, I'm sure it's wing 4 level 13 because, you want to get the bad luck numbers for multiple cultures going in there.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And yes, that while you're walking across, most of you notice a black cat walking across one of those lol cats. You don't really remember seeing black ones.
Lolcat?
A loth cats.
Oh, Lothcat. Okay.
Close.
Is it a grumpy cat?
I'm sure it is grumpy.
Well, if it's a black cat, it might be grumpy, but, I think technically grumpy cat is some kind of...
Ragdoll.
Yeah, ragdoll.
Not much of a red dog because its face is very compressed. It's
Yeah.
more Persian.
It's a type of... It's in the same family.
Probably sounds like, I don't know if you guys heard that snorting noise, but it probably sounds like my dog.
Happy dog.
Okay, Bubba. Reggie.
Okay, so yes, you pass a whole lot of interesting things on your way to the hangar, and with those blinders of belief, you reach it unmolested as far as you can tell.
And
I don't know if I like that.
and
You're all really in Bacta tanks.
and now that we're within range, I can use the clipper and turn the lights on
On your
on the
ship.
ship.
Yep.
So now we can actually see
What's going on?
everything.
All the things hiding in the shadows?
Everything in front, underneath, and behind.
Okay, so so when the door opens, it's blinding light coming out of there as the ship's facing you.
Good thing I'm wearing my helmet.
Blinded by the light.
I'd like to think that it somewhat shields things. The visor's not exactly clear.
It can, yes.
Yeah.
And now that we've done that, can we see anyone around the ship, or is it just the grumpy cat?
Well, looking around, even the grumpy cat's disappeared.
Okay, cool.
It's rather quiet. You don't even see any guards around.
Possibly because Cackle told them to leave it alone because we were coming for it. In my own delusionary world, sure, this makes sense.
What I might do is okay. Question: if I want to check the ship for
Booby traps.
Booby traps for tracing.
One of those mechanics checks or a computer's check, depending if you're using sensors or your knowledge.
Well, I have 2 ranks in mechanics, so I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
Though you do see, as you look in there, someone stenciled on a side profile of Hondo on the side of your ship.
Mm.
Right.
You just have to hope it's a wrap and not the spray paint.
Yep.
You just get some spray paint and just spray paint over it.
Yep.
I'm sure it'll buff out.
Yeah. So I've got 2 in mechanics plus 3 in intellect. So what is that?
So that is 2 yellow,
1.
1 green, a purple, and a red.
Oh, yay.
I'm like, we don't have any of those. Oh, but wait.
That came straight out of my mind.
Okay, so
You end up in the pit.
you end up with a advantage and a despair.
You ended up in the pit.
A whammy.
So while you're tinkering with stuff, you hear this beep. Explosive activated.
I'm just gonna say I knew this was gonna happen.
I mean, it's a good thing that it didn't explode right away.
So, is there a timer or anything lit up?
No timer. You just heard it somewhere in the ship. He doesn't even see where it's coming from.
Well, that would that still be a mechanics?
It can be a mechanics check to try to find it.
Alright. I'm not touching that.
The fate of the world relies on the person with the darkest mind of us all. I don't know what that means.
Neither do I. So that will go.
Okay, so that ends up being 2 successes, 1 threat, and a triumph. So you find the explosive. It is a what looks to be a fake wrapped up explosive with a little speaker on it and a motion sensor.
Designed to give you a good scare, but doesn't cost anything.
Awesome. So
It was attached to the landing gear.
right. So do we need to?
It would have echoed through the ship if you had have taken off.
So we can hoik said device out of ship.
I'm going to stick it in my backpack, just in case I ever want to make use of it myself.
Okay.
I was gonna say, this seems like a handy tool to have.
Very, very cheap steering lock indeed. But still, a steering lock.
Yep. Okay. I'll start it up. Misa started up the engines and check the fuel.
You check the fuel. When you go to start it up, it just has this really hacking cough.
Does it start?
And then you look at the fuel indicator and someone's stolen your fuel.
I flip a fate die. It's got petrol in it.
Okay, it's got petrol in it.
Just coughs up and get around to outside of where our ship's parked. No, I think if I flipped a fate die, it should have a full tank, right?
Not necessarily.
We'll see what the GM lets us do, and hopefully the rest of the team don't kill me for doing that.
Okay, it's saying that it's almost out of fuel, but you seem to have enough to start the engines up. You think you have enough to get it to the other airport, starport.
Where we can at least have it refueled
Sure.
next to our ship.
Yep. Okay. Do all the checks,
Piloting?
all the checks and stuff on the ship. Make sure there's nothing broken and.
Well, all the switches do the same tune, so you're used to playing your tune as you start it up.
Yep. and there's no tethers or things other than the landing gear.
Well, it looks as if they were supposed to have hooked up a fuel pipe to it, but that seemed to have fallen off.
Right. Oh, well,
Does the fuel pipe, is it attached to a fuel refueling thing?
Well, it was attached to the wall, so it may have actually drained your ship of fuel instead of filled it up.
Do you want
It
to
is
see
a
if it'll
two-way-
fill up the ship?
It's a two-way valve.
Have you used
Oh.
this before?
No.
You're a ship racer. You've never refueled your own ship?
Here's a pit crew.
Yeah.
Or did.
Have a pit crew for all that
Okay.
junk. Sure, we'll turn off the engine and we will.
That's the splattering cough as it shuts
I think I
down.
spent that thing for nothing.
Well, A, we can either fly back to the spaceport and fuel up there, or B, we connect the cord up and see what happens.
Sorry, Martin's really good at tapping into my self-doubt.
Yep. What would...
It's your ship, your decision.
No, we'll... pardon me. We'll fly to the spaceport.
Okay. You're powered up again. There's another rattle and a cough, and you feel some of the emergency lights start blinking.
Misa can see no problems apart from the fact that there isn't a lot of fuel. But Misa can see there is enough fuel for us to get back to where our ship is parked. How do we get from there?
Well, that way you contact the starport control.
Right, okay. Alright, so Misa say shit, can't remember the name of the bloody ship.
It's always good when that's
This one's not
problem.
robotic unicorn.
No.
It is not.
It's something similar.
Missing ship is that. I don't think this ship was.
You did name it.
Pegasus.
Yes. Misa say Pegasus to starport. Request. Path to get out of hangar 398 Alpha Beta. Because I can't remember what it was called.
Level 4, Dock 13.
Level 4 Dock 13. To
The control tower responds with, I'm sorry, but that ship's registered as Hondo's ride. Are you sure you got the right ship, sir? Or are you going from the wrong dock?
No.
The silvery ship with the face of the pirate Hondo on the side?
No. He stole that ship from us. You can check with Boss Kaggle, and he will confirm who Misa am. God, bad grammar. That's the only thing I hate with Gungans is the grammar is just terrible. And he has given us permission to reclaim Misa's ship.
There's a pause at the moment going, so you want to change the name of the ship then, do you? What name would you like to call it?
it will be called. We'll just stick with Pegasus.
So it's Hyundai's Ride, formerly known as Hyundai's Ride, now known as Pegasus.
Yes.
Not the full title.
Not the full title, but just to Pegasus.
Just a Pegasus.
Yes.
And do you have a credit account which I can charge this to, sir?
Misa says, how much is this?
I'll only set you back about 1,500 credits, sir.
Yeah, that's fine, because I can pay for it out of my winnings.
Oh, if you can pay for it out of your winnings, sir, I could always increase the price if you like.
No, because my winnings were 1,500 credits. So...
That's what you say. Oh, okay, I can cover it.
This is rather convenient, sir.
You can take 1,000.
Misa has Gungan, pulls out my Gungan Express. Oh no, this is over the thing. I thought I was face to face. Here are my Gungan Express bank details.
That's okay. It'll only take us about 3 weeks to confirm payment.
Boss Kaggle will needs us to have this ship ASAP, as in now.
Well, I'm sure he can, you've got paperwork from him. You can send that through and I'll locate straight away. Message received, sir.
I can't remember if he... Alright, so we hung up from...
He isn't how he's still on the line waiting. He wants you to send through the documentation.
Speaking to the group, but not to the... I'm putting myself on mute. Yeah. I don't know, did we get anything from Kaggle?
I don't believe he gave you anything except for your keys for your ship and where it was located.
The keys and
That's all he gave us.
alright.
He's like, oh, here's the keys. It's over here. There you go.
Yeah.
He didn't give us any official document.
Hey, if you're a good enough person as far as most of those criminals are concerned, you can get it yourself.
Okay, so how do we get out of here without providing documentation? What do I have?
Wait, you're trying to get out of the hangar here?
Yeah, we
I
have
thought
to...
we were landing.
No, we've got to get out of the...
Oh, you're a criminal. Just go.
Well, we need them to open the doors, and
The
this
bay
thing...
doors are shut.
This thing doesn't have a...
We don't have computers, people.
This thing doesn't have a pew-pew lasers on it. I mean, I can do a computers check. So Kaggle didn't... just an update. Kaggle didn't give us any paperwork to say that we could take the ship.
Right.
He gave us the key, or my key back, and the coordinates.
Right.
The hangar people won't open the door unless we've got paperwork from Kaggle.
Thanks.
Well, they're waiting for you to pay for the name change.
Oh, I thought we had to have paperwork from
Well,
him.
you're going to... you said, oh, I don't want to wait 3 weeks for it to come back from Naboo. Kaggle will vouch for a sort of thing. He needs it straight away. It's like, well, do you have paperwork from Kaggle?
I could use my false voice transmitter again. And
Pretend to be Kaggle?
Yeah.
Pretend to be Kaggle again.
Yeah.
Sure.
Why not?
So is that a
Deception roll.
I don't have deception.
Deception. I don't know if I can help you because I don't have it either.
You two
I
have.
have no ranks, and I've only 2
Does
cunning.
Ash have it?
What
Is
that?
Ash a deceiver?
Do you have?
No, I have no. No, I've got a lot of shooting skills, unfortunately, and a couple of education skills. That's it.
Darn, none of us.
Ash just shakes his head and goes, whatever.
It'd probably be lead, probably.
Usually,
Yeah.
Led's got the face type skills. And I don't think we can channel Led today.
Is it a?
We could try asking Martin if he'll do a cool
Is it a?
roll rather than a deception roll.
I was gonna say if it's a robot, I could probably do that. Speaks binary.
If I use the voice alternator, can I try and use my cool instead?
Well, the purpose of deception is to basically tell a lie.
No, that's fine. That's okay. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It's worth
Or
asking.
streetwise.
Streetwise gets you a lot of knowledge about things that are going wrong in the street.
So the way Martin's reading it is that it's straight, we're lying to them, therefore it's deception.
Well, he's trying to pretend to be Boss Kaggle.
I have perception, not deception.
Yeah. From the way it looks, you just do a roll without any skills in it.
Sure.
You can do the roll without skills, yes.
Okay.
It's not the way you want to go, if you can, but sometimes that's the only way to go.
Yep. So what's that?
Okay, so considering you're pretending to be Boss Kaggle, it's going to be 2 red.
You don't have to do the roll.
2 red.
I was gonna say, it's not too late to back out of this plan because it's a bad plan.
And as it's a cunning check, you add your
How did you
cunning
pull
dice.
this off before, though, if you didn't have
Because we used my streetwise
last time?
With the battles, because I wasn't trying to lie to.
Oh, okay, so that time it wasn't a straight lying thing, it was more of it's a different circumstance. Yep, okay, alright. Well, I'd say in this case, if it's going to require deception, that maybe it's not a good one to try then.
Well, it was like
What's
I go
the
on
fee
mute
for
and then I'd
changing
come
the
off. Well, it was going. He basically said, "Just a moment, put them on mute," and then was going to come off mute and pretend to be Boss Kaggle in a ship, which was why it was so difficult. Because the guy probably knew that Boss Kaggle probably wasn't going to be there.
Can I make a call to Kaggle?
You can make a call to Kaggle.
I will make a call to Kaggle in the background and see if I can get hold of his butler or whoever it is that takes care of his stuff for him.
Okay, so you seem to have gotten some sort of message bank.
Okay, I leave a message with Kaggle that we're trying to get Crash's ship out, but the starport won't allow us because they don't have any paperwork from you saying that it's in fact that we are...
Well, that's not what they were asking for the paperwork.
Oh,
for.
okay, what were they asking?
Basically, they'd asked for payment for the name change that Crash had asked for.
Right.
And Crash said he was going to give them a link to his bank account on Naboo. And then they said that, well, it's going to take 3 weeks to verify. And then that's when Crash said, oh, we work for Kaggle. Kaggle will vouch for us.
Okay.
And that's when they said, do you have any paperwork from Kaggle? And then he put himself on mute and was going to pretend to be Kaggle.
Okay.
So it was basically Han Solo escalation on the Death Star.
How much does it cost for this thing, this fee?
1,500, but we've got to wait 3 weeks.
I know that was if it was going to use your bank account from Naboo to verify it.
Right.
But it's 1,500.
Yes.
Alright. We can either contact Kaggle and see if he'll vouch for us, or pay the 1,500 and get the dank ferric out of here.
With the winnings, is this physical credits or is this a
I-
bank transfer?
know.
You'd have physical credits.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll just pay the 1,500 then.
Mm.
I thought they were like ATM.
Well, it's a lot harder to track via taxes and a lot easier to steal from other people if it's physical.
Right. Okay. Well,
Which perfectly for a dive like this.
all right. So I'll text off mute, and I will pay the 1,500. I don't know how.
So deposit it in the receiver near the docking bay door.
I will get out and deposit it in the receiver so that you can stay on the ship.
Misa said, "Hoi hoi! I'm just getting the funds now to deposit into the
Once we verify when the door's shut, we will say transaction complete, and you can be on your way.
Misa say thank you. And
when you steal the ship again, we'll go for the same deal.
we're not stealing the ship.
Oh.
It's Misa's ship.
That's what they all say. He says.
So I will give you the 1,500 out of my winnings.
I'll go run it down to the place.
It's just the docking bay door they
Yeah.
would have. It's just not far to go.
Yeah, I presume I just have to run down there and run back, but he's already piloted up, so someone might as well do it.
And I can see that Thea's put the funds into the box and hit submit or go or whatever it is, or close the
Or
door.
just shut the door and it
Shut the door.
does the counting for you.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the clunk, clunk, clunk of it counting the credits.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get your docking bay will open momentarily, sir. Thank you for your service. And good luck with stealing your next ship, sir.
Technically, you don't own the Pegasus either, do you?
It's a grey area.
Yeah. Is that why these comments hit so close to home?
Yes.
Well, borrowed might not have been with permission.
It's just like your parents' car. It's always with their permission.
Mm.
Until it's not.
Yep. And you have an accident, then it's their car.
Yeah.
So do they give like a receipt, or do they just tell us?
Oh,
verbally?
there's no receipts here.
Oh no, I was just like, how does the?
They'll open the door.
You hear a grinding sound above you with sound of things dropping on your ship and picking off the hull.
Misa starts flashing the lights to tell you to hurry up and get back
Oh
on the
yeah,
ship.
I won't be. I'm fitness ready.
So you get back on the ship. The door finishes opening wide enough to get out.
It opens up into a canyon.
It's a good thing we're on a ship.
And
And the canyon goes all the way up to the surface.
and
You see docking levels all up the side of it. So the more expensive ones are lower down.
and we pilot out of the hangar and then head up towards through the canyon up to the surface. And then we pilot back to the.
Okay, so as you're flying up out of the canyon, what's everyone doing?
Well, I'm flying.
He needs a co-pilot for the ship, so either me or Riri can co-pilot.
Co-pilot. I'll just be on. Well, no, there's no weapons on this, so I guess I'm hanging on for a ride.
So there are two folding seats and a pilot and a co-pilot seat. So you know those really crappy looking folding chairs you get
The
for
jump
the
seats, yeah.
hostesses and that on planes where they have to fold it out and it looks like it will break under any stress.
Yeah.
That's the sort of seat that you've got.
Doesn't Ash have piloting skills?
Ash does.
I'd stick Ash in the co-pilot seat, just because Ash is more robust and has a huge ass gun. And those seats will break, and I'm happy to take one of the crappy faulty seats.
Fair.
Okay, so Ash gets to make a perception roll while you're flying out.
Do you want me to roll?
So what is Ash's perception?
Shit, I should have co-piloted. My perception's not so bad. You're really good at making me doubt myself. That's all he does, all game.
Earth calling Ash.
Might end up having to
He
be
is on mute.
one of us anyway, if he's
Hello, Mark. Star Wars to Mark.
so it'd be cunning.
Misa say, are you putting on moisturiser?
He's got to keep himself pretty.
Ash was looking up in the ceiling. So, oh, sorry.
You've got to do a perception check.
So hopefully you're not spending all your time looking up at the ceiling.
That's just too cunning. Okay.
Let's see how that turns out.
The universe
Okay,
hates
so
you.
you ended up with 2 successes.
The universe likes Mark.
So,
That's right.
as you're flying out at the ship's heading out, you do recognise there's quite a few Mandalorian symbols on the way out.
Ooh. I pointed out to...
And then the ship flashes past before you have a chance to point it out to someone as you head off, leaving it behind.
But oh.
Doesn't mean we can't investigate further. We're just parking this one next to our other one.
Okay.
Does he get to tell us at any point?
Well, he
Yeah.
can.
On the way, when we fly
on
back.
the way.
Oh, by the way, when we flew out, I noticed all these Mandalorian symbols on the way out. I don't know if you want to know about it or not. So.
Technically, we have to refuel, but there's nothing stopping us from coming back to investigate. Just depends on whether or not Martin expedites that. It says we drop the ship off and we're back here, or...
So yes, you take the across planet. Doesn't take you as long as it did to get here in the first place. And you find yourself landed next to your other 2 ships.
And can we fill it up with fuel?
Yes, they're more than happy to charge you an arm and a leg for fuel.
I give a once over to my ship because if anyone's touched it, I'm going to go shoot somebody.
People have touched it because it's landed.
I know, but does it look like anyone's done anything manipulative to it? I think I'm just being very protective on my ship, man. It's a Death Watch ship, so I'm just looking over, going any handprints where there shouldn't be handprints and stuff like that.
I'm just getting this visualization of Mark walking up to his ship, giving it a hug, patting it on the nose, making sure it's all okay.
Putting on a white glove, going all around it.
Yeah.
Yes, just
There's
like
dust
somebody else's car. I don't know. Yes, I'm thinking about doing the same.
There's a bit of dust and soot on it.
I hold myself back. I go, no. They just refueled it. That's all they did.
And there's a slight dent near the rear fuselage. You think someone must have bumped into it while flying off. Did that hit and run thing.
Well, if I find that person who's got a dent in their bloody,
Got to install dash cams, Ash.
Well, you don't know if I do. I might do. Do I have dash cams on this car?
No.
Yeah.
You never quite got around to that because you don't really want to record half the crap you get up to.
It's true. But
it's nothing funnier than a Hume has installed dash cams on.
If I win money
their
next
own
time,
cameras to
there might be some dash cams on this thing. I'm just put it out there. But anyway. But otherwise, I'll go, okay. So, we have to go see Boss Cable, do we? Or was that all?
Well, now that we're back, we should probably go back to the hospital and check on our compatriot.
Can I make a call to check on lead?
Yes, you put a call through to the system and they say he checked out a couple of hours ago.
Okay, is he on our ship? Resting?
He's made it back to the ship.
And he's resting, okay. All good. One less thing for us to worry about. Can I
You're planning about the shadows.
I would be too. Can I plug into the internet or whatever passes for the internet there? and have a look into these Mandalorian ships that Ash saw.
Saw symbols.
Sure.
Symbols,
Yeah,
symbols.
symbols.
Okay.
So I'll be trying to find out if I can find out where they are and who they are.
Okay. What's your character's computers check?
Not so good. So I might need some help.
I'll
Anyone
help you
wanna
because
help
I've
me?
got a intelligence of 4.
Okay, cool.
Because I saw the symbols, so I won't be able to help you out with the computer roll.
So I've got 2 intellect, no rank in computers.
Okay, so you feel really good about digging through the computer system, but whatever's on this site doesn't go back very far. Only
Right.
goes back a couple of hundred years.
Can I try and look at a different way and see if I can see any Mandalorian clan names I recognise on ships' registrations, on whatever registration thing they've got? Because you've said that the starports and that will have ships registered. Can I try that?
That's a good question.
Very good question. Very impressed.
Okay, so that ended up with 4 successes
Oh, wow.
and 2 threat. So
Is that strain usually?
that would end up with strain.
I'll take the strain
You'll
because
take-
I'm helping you.
Okay, alright. Thank you.
'Cause
And
I'm trying to think of the symbols that match up with the ship, and yeah.
looking through it, you get quite a few ships that were destroyed over a year ago have come through here recently
Okay.
from your clan.
Write down all of the designations, if there's designation like docks and things.
So but there's close to about 200-300 ships on there
Yeah.
that you've gone through that
Print
have
out.
been on here.
Yep, print button, if I can.
Control P.
And control P.
And B1 just starts spitting out ribbon
Yeah, ribbon. Yep.
with scroll across it.
Dot matrix droid.
Right now, David's hurting deep inside himself. He doesn't know why, but it's because B1's being used as a dot matrix printer.
And every now and then it says must kill flesh bags on there.
Meat sacks. Gotta get it
I was gonna
right.
say, is it the printer paper where it's all connected and it has the
Mm-hmm.
dotted pulley tabs on the side that you have to take off and all that stuff? Because I'm a little too young, I don't remember what it's called anymore.
Yeah, it's absolutely that.
It was officially called printer paper for a lot of people.
And it makes a lot of noise.
Yeah.
It is like the noisiest thing you've ever encountered.
It's worse than the original dial-up noise.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being at my mom's work because she used to work at a bank, and they had that, and I would mess with the paper and like start taking off the thing. My mom would be like, "Don't do that! You're ruining it." And I'm just like, "I'm a child. I don't know what I'm doing."
This is me expressing myself.
Well, you could turn the ripped off pieces as weapons. They make great swords when you fling them out.
Yeah, it's true.
Very true.
Okay, so yes, looking through it, you do have this listing of ships you thought had been destroyed.
I suggest we should head over and check out some of these ships and see if they're real ships.
Well,
And,
they're not listed as here anymore.
aren't they?
They'd been passing through.
But what about the symbols that we saw, that Ash saw? Do they belong to actual ships, or?
They didn't belong to ships. They were on the building itself.
Okay.
So the building itself may be something that other Mandalorians were using, so it may be a Mandalorian hideout to
And
inspect.
it was older than this city.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's very, very old, but like the symbols, very old. Why are they there?
Yeah.
Type of thing. But also, why are the ships popping up when they're supposed to be destroyed? A coincidence?
The question is do we want to go and check out a couple of these hangars and see if we can find anything else out?
The details of this place say that the planet was only settled about 100 odd years ago.
So do I get the feeling that if we went there, we'd find nothing? That this is just...
Well, the city that you just came from looked like it'd been there more than 1,000 years.
I'm getting confused about which city I'm
So
in.
the one where you got your ships in
Yeah.
says it's only about 100 years old.
Okay.
And it lists itself as the founding city of the planet.
Right.
But the one you left looked like it'd been there for over 1,000 years.
The
Then-
hangar we just left with Crash's ship. Okay, alright. So it's a different city.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry, I just struggle with these concepts sometimes. I'd like a different brain, but apparently this is the one God gave me. So I'm talking about going back to investigate where those hangars are.
That is possible.
Okay, that's what I want to do if people are up for that.
Okay. So, which ships are you going to take?
Well, suggestion we should take at least one ship which has weapons, just in case.
I think that's...
You do have 2 ships with weapons, but one of those ships can only fit 1 person. Unless
Yeah.
someone wants to do the sit in someone's lap.
I think our
No, I've
is
got
the
my
other
weapon in
one
my
with
lap. No
weapons.
one's too much for me. Okay.
Well, I would have said you'd
But-
have to leave your weapon behind if they did.
No,
For story's
that's
sake,
happening. No.
we could leave
I can leave my ship
possibly
here while you
lead.
guys. As long as I can get on somebody's ship, I'm okay.
watching over Pegasus and Ash's ship. Does your ship have a name?
Shiny.
My ship?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, I did give it a name. What did I call it?
I
thought
don't
wrote
have it
down.
in my notes, so...
No, I did write it down somewhere. No, it's got a name, so no, I didn't write it down.
yeah. Okay, so the name is name.
So you've called it name?
I've called it.
Pronounce Name.
I've called it. Bang Bang.
Bang Bang?
Yeah.
So you've named it after the Gungan? So he's Crash and you're Bang Bang?
He's Boom
No,
Boom
it's
Crash.
it's not a Gungan name. It's not associated with any Gungans. It's just called Bang Bang. Okay.
Alright, so... Presumably we could leave Led to watch over our other 2 ships and take our ship with weapons. And circle back over to... that area?
You can, yes.
Yes. Alright, we will do that then.
Okay, so you have no trouble circling back and over. I will give whichever one of you wants to make a computers check because you have better sensors on this than you do on the racer.
Is it... Do we use...
That's going to be Ash, I think.
Yeah, I only got 4 intelligence. I have no computers, guys. Just remember that.
Well, you're the
Are we
best one
using-
because none of us have computers.
Well, I'll
Oh
have
wait, no, doesn't Broom Broom?
I have computers.
You got one in computers?
I have 1
Yeah.
in computers
Yeah.
and 3 in intelligence.
Yeah.
Oh, that's alright. That's very
Yeah.
better than me. Yeah.
Okay, so you do quite well scanning the area. And as you bring up the scans of it, it actually looks to you as if they've designed the complex in the shape of your clan emblem.
True Striker emblem or Starwing Clan?
Starwing clan emblem.
Alright. Is there... Does it look like there's a place to land?
Well, there are a lot of docking bays. They're all...
Is it... It is me. Fuck.
Do you need me to look at it?
I need you to block them and make sure that doesn't scare the shit out of me again.
Oh, darn. For anyone reading subtitles.
Thank you.
I'll do
Sorry.
it later.
Brain.
Just put it on mute until after game.
Thank you.
Okay. So yes, you hear you hear that it's in the shape of your clan emblem, and you're able to get docking. Apparently, there's a free docking bay on level 4, docking bay 13.
I like the free one.
Well, it's the one we just vacated.
Hee 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 hee.
Is there going to be another $1,500 fee to leave this one?
Well, if you want to change the name of your ship.
Okay, so as long as we leave the ship named as is, we're fine. All good. We'll take the free spot.
Okay. Yeah.
I will chuckle along with Riri's joke.
Docking bay doesn't look too much different from when you left it.
No, I'm sure it doesn't. Sorry, my brain's just gone a bit blank. I'm just trying to pick up my pieces.
All good.
I go, Ash goes, this way. And I point people in the direction we have to go.
Yes, you find yourself back on the street as a black lothcat walks past.
What?
Lothcat.
Oh, the cat.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm like, a what?
There was the black cat reference before. I believe this is the same cat coming to haunt us with its bad luck.
Or is it a glitch in the Matrix?
Let's go with glitch in the Matrix.
Well, that happens if you just look back and just walk past again.
Meow. Meow. It's meow forest.
All right. So is there anyone in that hangar since we've gone to dock there? There's no one.
Well, they said it was free because there was no one in it.
Okay. All right.
Which means technically you're in it now.
Yep. That's fine. I just thought maybe our Mandalorian ship might have attracted some attention.
Well, this one is a nondescript one.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yep.
It's not like it's an official Mandalorian starship. This is basically the in disguise freighter.
Okay, alright.
There's so many of you wouldn't know it was a Mandalorian on board.
Is there quite a distance between hangars?
There are hangars lined up all along.
I'll walk to where I can see the other hangars that Ash was talking about. And, are they close together?
They are fairly close together.
Yep.
In the sense of you're probably walking maybe 200 feet. I'd probably say about 150 meters between doors.
Yep.
So that there's enough wall and space between them that the ships aren't parked nose to nose.
I will. Presuming the rest of the group are happy, I might walk towards one of the ones with the Mandalorian symbol and see what we can see.
Okay, so you're having a look around. The symbols that Ash saw were in the tunnels leading out into the cavern.
Right.
So having a look here, I will give you a perception roll.
Right, so for me, I think I've got 1 rank and perception is cunning 2. So that's it, that's all I've got.
Okay. So you have a good look around and you get 1 success and advantage, and you realise that most of the writing here is in an old dialect of Mandalorian.
Okay.
Old enough that you're struggling to recognise it.
Okay.
You do remember a book the clan had that was using a lot of these symbols.
Is that Piper's book?
Yes.
Yeah. Do we know what happened to Piper's book?
No.
Alright.
I was gonna say, I think we assumed at some point that Piper took it with her when she left, but then again, actually, that's actually a really hard question where that book ended up.
Yeah, Papa knows with me, but it's an idea. No.
Is
Now, I've got a rank in education, Martin. Would I, as a Mandalorian, let's say, uber nerd, I'm going to call it, would this mean anything to me at all, being the 1 point rank in education?
What's your intelligence skill again?
4.
Stat. So let's see how well you know. Know your ancient Mandalorian.
I'm hoping I do very well because I pride myself on it.
Okay, so there's quite a few failures in there, but you managed to come out with 2 successes and an advantage.
Okay.
Looking at stuff, you'd probably say that this writing dates to around 4,000 years ago.
Quite old. Okay.
So during the Crusaders war, where so the circle that is around some of the clan logos dates to clans from this time.
Does it give me any idea of like if is it saying anything particular what would have been down here at all, or just says that?
It basically it says that the writing here dates to the first Great Sith War.
Okay.
So it's old.
It's old. So it's so old that there aren't a lot of records of what happened during that time.
Old instead of new old.
Well, the new old is basically someone's lifetime potentially. And they're
we just
so
got-
old no one has any clue, and that is probably predating Mandalorian culture.
Now we just look at the symbols at the moment, aren't we? We're not looking. Are we looking inside the hangars or anything like that? Or?
It's just looking at the symbols around the place.
I was thinking to investigate further.
But they do seem to be saying matching what the basic is written in various places. So it's written in this language and in basic. So it's fairly easy to translate because it's already translated.
Yeah. So,
if, if we have a closer look at some of these hangars where these symbols are next to, is there anything suggesting there might be any Mandalorian connection to it now or more recent?
Nothing recent pops up, but you can look at it. It's just that this was most likely one of the fortresses used during the Great Sith War.
So is it essentially kind of an interesting, notable thing, but a dead end?
Not necessarily.
Okay, so I guess I'm trying to...
You wouldn't expect that the hangars would have detailed information in them, but they would most likely be a computer center associated with the complex, and anything that's there might date back to when it was built.
Okay, so I want to start looking for that then.
With this being within the Starwing emblem and all this stuff, is this something that we would maybe think that the True Striker Network knows about?
Well, you bring up the map, and there are some inconsistencies on the map and your emblem.
Ha 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 ha. Okay, okay.
The location of something interesting.
So I'm thinking we need to take a look at it. I was like, well, no, it actually should go this way. I think we need to check that out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was hoping we'd see something along those lines.
I think Ash is going. We need to get inside and see if there's anything else in here.
So these map coordinates, when we're looking at the map, and you said there's idiosyncrasies
Between the actual clan symbol you have and the map of this place.
Okay.
There are some bits on the symbol that are not on the map.
Okay, so can we start heading towards the bits on the symbol that aren't on the map?
You can start doing that.
Okay, alright.
So it takes you a few, about half an hour of navigating various places to get there.
Yep.
And you find yourself with what appears to be a old mural carved into the wall
Okay.
of the clan symbol,
I
without the circle on the outside.
will investigate the wall. I don't know if I have good investigative skills. There's no just straight investigation, is there? I guess it's perception.
This is perception, but I will give you a discipline check.
A discipline.
Or
I have 2 ranks in discipline.
Okay, no, we're all good, I think. I've got 1 rank and 4.
I've got 1.
What's your willpower?
My willpower is only 2, but I have 2 ranks in it, so it's at least 2 yellow.
Yep, I've got 4. So working together.
Working together.
Yeah.
Okay. Working together, you start trying to figure out what's different about this symbol, and as you touch it, you both flinch away, feeling some sort of unease.
Okay.
You perceive.
Upon studying it a bit more, am I able to define that unease?
Well, as soon as you stop touching it, the unease goes away.
Okay. I will approach it again, because if anything, I'm fearless, and unease is not going to stop me.
So you try it by yourself?
I look at Riri and I ask Kayana, I say, let's have another go at this.
I was gonna say, if we try another go with this, expecting the uneasiness, would this still be discipline, or this be a different check?
Still be disciplined.
Okay.
So what I'll say to you as we try is, I suspect this is to put off fearful people, not Mandalorians.
So that ends up being 1, 2,
That's
3,
a
4,
It's a
5,
bad
6 successes. No, 5 successes, 3 advantages, and a despair.
Okay.
So, which one of you wants to take the despair?
I'll take
Is it
it.
all of us, or is it just the?
I said which one wanted to take it.
Me
and-
or Kayana.
Okay.
Because we're the ones trying. And
I mean,
I offered to take it if you wanted, if you didn't want to.
It's just because I'm at half health, but
Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind taking
Yeah.
the despair.
So, from everyone else's perspective, you watch as Fearless Leader just seems to melt right through the wall.
Okay.
And then we have Thea hears a very deep voice saying, "Who dares enter?"
This is the way.
I say my full name, hoping it's here, but if it's not here, I say it's Thea, true striker of the Duniquin clan, but I say it properly because I'm like I'm a Mandalorian there and I could talk my own language. Also known as Zayn to my family members. I walk as a Mandalorian, fearless of what I'm about to see,
And
or of the knowledge I seek.
and then it asks, "Why are you worthy of the knowledge?"
All Mandalorians who have to lead in their family need to seek the knowledge required to do so. Without hesitation. Thus I am seeking the knowledge to lead my family, my clan, and my people the best way I know how. If the knowledge I'm given here helps me do that, I believe I'm worthy of that. I don't know if that's good enough. If it's not, I'm probably dead.
And it says, "What do you desire most?"
Choppy.
Oof.
What do you think about that? I'll go to the bathroom and give you a chance to think
Really
about it.
good question. I think what we really all want as a family is for the Mandalorians to return.
I think it'll definitely be what Thea believes to be like our group's purpose, along with like what is this clan's goal and purpose currently.
My answer would probably be along the lines of helping the Mandalorians thrive again, because everything we're working towards right now is rebuilding up our clans, rebuilding up our resources,
Is it going to be Mandalorians or is it going to be Starwing Clan?
Probably a little bit of both, but does one come in front of the other?
That's the question, and I think you're gonna have to be specific in your answer.
I would say
Because, and I'm only saying it this way because, in terms of characterization right now, Kayana would have a different answer than Thea, I think.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're different types of leaders.
Yeah. Hard question, isn't it?
No, I know. I kind of know what my answer is. I'm just gonna wait for Martin to get back.
Sounds good.
Um,
I'm just like, what did we run into? Oh no.
So rather than just Mandalorians in general, I want the Starwing Clan to survive. And a part of that is restoring Mandalorians, but particularly in the name of the clan that I lead. I've never been an ambitious person, but I am ambitious for my clan, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say that's what the knowledge I seek is, how to help my clan, Starwing Clan, thrive, and help my clan help the rest of the Mandalorians thrive, but not necessarily, the rest of the Mandalorians will have to help themselves. Does that make sense? Like, we're not going to lift them all up. They're going to have to earn their place just like the rest of us. Does that make sense?
This is the way.
Yeah. So you're allowed to take your helmet off.
Okay, so yes, you put through what you really want.
Yeah.
And then you see what appears to be
Hopefully I'm making sense.
a set of constellations.
Yep.
And a line going between them that you make out to be the Elrood, Daryl, and Ron.
Yep.
A few other lines show up, and then you see a single line branching off from Latham into the gas clouds.
Can you say spell the one that started with L?
I can when I switch over to that one. Lanthrum, Lanthrym.
Oh, yeah, Lanthrin.
And heads into the drift.
Yeah.
So just to simplify for my notes, she sees as it lights up, it creates basically this map and then a line going from Lantham into the drift.
Yep.
Cool. Awesome. Just simplifying for notes.
And after that page, you find yourself stumbling out of the wall, facing the others.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got in one hand a book.
Okay.
And in the other hand, what appears to be a sword hilt.
Misa say, that's one hell of a library.
I like reading books. This one might take me a while. Depends on what it's written in. Sword hilt.
Yep, very elaborate guard.
Do I recognise anything about either?
Well, it doesn't strike you as familiar, but it does have a button.
Okay. Has a button.
What, the sword hilt? It's a lightsaber.
Like, point it away from me. Make sure there's no one standing next to me. Press the button.
I see a needle-like blade come out of it.
Oh, okay.
Out of it, made of energy. So it's not quite a lightsaber.
Okay.
It's a lightsaber.
All right.
Well, they call them light foils.
Does my lore tell me anything about what this weapon is?
You have heard of light foils?
Light foils, right?
They're a noble's weapon from the colonies.
Is this the sort of thing you would duel
over
with?
about
Okay.
It's a dueling weapon. About 13,000 years it's been in use.
So I'll give it a little dual swing to fill it out.
It swings around with a nice blue beam.
Nice. I'm not sure how to take that. Either I've acquired a very nice weapon or a very nice curse.
Though it does flicker a bit as you do so.
I'll press the button, turn it off, and secure that to my belt, and then have a look at the book.
This is the book you remember looking at.
Okay. So this is Piper's grandmother's book?
Quite possibly, or
Or
this
very
is
similar.
what Piper's grandmother's book was based on.
Okay. How big is it?
I think a large hardback.
Okay.
Encyclopedia Britannica,
Okay. I'll
Volume 1.
look closer at that when we're in private quarters. I'll put that in my satchel. I ask Kayana if she's okay and if anything happened to her.
I just kind of stare at the hilt thingy, and I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm cool.
Well, it has the, as you're looking at the hilt, you do see at the base of the pommel the symbol of Mandalore on there.
Oh, okay. Yep. That's...
So I'll say I guess give a little bit
mythosaur.
of like a
Oh, right. Yeah. Mythosaur. Of course.
yeah, a little bit of a solemn nod and say, I think this is a very important place.
Don't get me wrong. I'm very sort of... I'm processing. It's the only reason I'm not reacting.
Yeah.
It's
No,
kind of
yeah,
like, holy
yeah.
shit, I'm not quite sure what happened right now, but I came out of it alive.
And I think Kayana's processing as well and going into like, wow, that's super,
Well,
that's
it's not-
something super important and shows like, yes, it's good to, whatever we're doing seems to be where we need to be.
It's not every day you feel up a wall and end up inside it and then come out with a sword and a book. So,
Yeah.
Needs to say, were you David Copperfield in the previous one?
That's where she makes your ship disappear.
yeah, no.
Sea ship? No ship.
Yeah, no, you don't want any David Copperfields happening around your ship. I will take note of where we are. I think I've got to take the book back and have a look at it and spend a little bit of time thinking about it. Is there anything else in this area that attracts our attention?
Nothing that leaps out to you. But
Okay.
this is almost like a alley in the complex, and no one else seems to have given it any form of importance.
So I will address my group and say this is obviously a sacred place, and this is anything to do with it I think should best be discussed in a private space. Let's head back to our ship. Unless you guys want to have more of a look around.
I think I'm okay. Was this the only section that seemed weird in terms of like the
Yeah.
map versus the symbol?
It's the one that leapt out to you as
It's
obvious.
off.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. I think I'm good following whatever they want. I think I agree with her. Private space.
Yeah. I like this. This is possibly a private space, considering it seems to have this magic wall. It's the best way I can describe it today. But I don't want to take any risks. I think the book, as old as it is, when Piper had the grandmother's book, we were all very nervous about making sure it was protected and it wasn't seen, or I think Piper was at least, but I think Piper told some of us that she had it, or she had something.
I did tell you all character, yes.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did. So, you know, knowing how nervous she was about her book and looking at this book, I'm like out of sight and then as somewhere as safe as possible.
Yeah, thank goodness for Piper for showing us what to do with these things, because, like, you don't see books too often.
So,
And so, thank goodness we had Piper to be like, oh, yeah, no, this needs to be a secret.
yeah. So, I will call you Riri again. I've only called you Kayana because I'm referencing old tires, and I was like, Riri, if you can take the front point back to the ship, Ash take back, because I'm fully expecting that it might be known as soon as I came out of the wall with that book that someone knows about it. So I think we should be on alert, and if you can just keep me company, we'll head back to the ship, and I'll hide behind you if someone shoots at us. I'm kidding.
I'm coordinating.
You can
I'll
hide
get out of the
behind
way.
me.
Yep.
So we'll head back to the ship. Hopefully we don't encounter anything.
Well, walking back to the ship, you do see the black cat walk across the path again.
I warn the cat this time. Don't do it again. And that's all I said.
I'll reach into my satchel, see if I've got just some sort of piece of kibble or food and offer it. I won't see if the cat will come to me. I'll just put it down and see if the cat will have some.
It pounces on it happily.
Okay. I leave it a little bit more and leave it to its own devices. I feel,
And then runs off with it quite quickly.
considering the gifts I've had to date, is a small gift to give back in return. And since it's crossed our path 3 times now, doesn't hurt to, what's that, throw salt over the shoulder? Is that one of the superstitions?
That is a superstition, yes.
Spilt salt, isn't it?
When you spill salt, you're supposed to toss some over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Which means if someone's standing behind you, they get salt in the face.
No, if someone's throwing salt over the shoulder, you get your salad. You make sure it's in the wrong direction. Okay.
Well, there's
alright.
another form of assault.
Well, yes, you could sue them. But we'll go to the ship instead.
Okay, so yes, you make it to your ship unmolested.
Sorry, I've got a bad headache. It's not your fault. But if I'm frowning a lot, that's why. We make it back to the ship. We might head round to our more familiar hangar. And collect lead.
Yep, you collect lead in your 2 ships.
Yep, so that...
The hot rod has been souped up and refueled.
Do you get some spray paint and cover up that Hondo?
Yep.
That'll be the only spray paint on there because the rest of it's, they're chromed.
Stuff, little rainbows with little pores at the end.
Yep.
Oh, you could have a Pegasus, but the wings are rainbow.
I was gonna say, you gotta put a Pegasus on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. Rainbow Pegasus.
Then you
And
return
then
it back
put
to
a
your
hole in that
family
rainbow
member and
Pegasus
say,
unicorn.
I made it better.
Yep. No, I think that works. All right. So.
Does it mean you want to make another name change? Call it the Rainbow Pinnacle?
No. I think 1500 is a bit much for a name change. For even for Crash. All right. So. Once we're on the ship, I will show my clan the book, and say that that I don't know if they want to know what happened. I'm not gonna kind of tell them everything, but I'll summarize it as I believe within this book is going to be the knowledge and resources that we need to help us succeed at our goals, if that makes sense. And if you guys have got questions, I'll answer them honestly and transparently, but I'll wait for questions rather than than tell all. Does that make sense?
Well, it's up to them.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, that's
DM
like
can't answer for the players.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm very interested in every word you say right now. Just you notice I'm more interested in you more than anything right now, because I
Okay.
feel that you start to become a pure Mandalorian. But that's
okay.
you see that I'm very more interested. Like
Yeah.
when you walked through the wall and you came back out and you explain what happened, I go, oh, she's the golden. Like I feel like you are the golden child now. Kind of thing. Okay, so just let you say it's more perception thing. If you just your
Yeah.
perception, you go, oh, actually never been like, yeah, I've been there, but I haven't been like that kind
Yeah.
of interested. You said before, so
Yeah. No, I get where you're at. It's more of a case of there's she's not sure. She's kind of, I think she just needs to process basically. Like she knows what she's being told is significant, but it's not something she wants to rush into because she doesn't feel, not all wars are won by rushing onto the battlefield, if that makes sense.
No, but I feel that you've, to me, it's an honour that you've been given this
definitely.
information. So that's
Yeah.
why I feel that, if I was in your place, I would be so, over the top, kind of excited the whole schmozzle. So
Yeah, well,
and if
she
you
is.
guys start talking about Piper, that say, well, one of our friends who used to know how Piper had a similar book, I go, oh, this Piper,
Yeah.
I'm going to meet this Piper. So
Yeah.
even that's never going to happen, but
Yeah.
it's still kind of, I feel like, because I'm starting to see signs of like you are trying to bring everything back together kind of
Yeah,
thing. So,
yeah. Well, that's been
Yeah.
one of Thea's goals for a while, is to try and get everyone back from the prison and try and get them back into not necessarily the good old days, but definitely better than what we've got right now.
yeah,
Okay.
that's fair enough.
So, looking at the book, it starts off with the founding of the clan during the colonization of the colonies region 13,000 years ago.
Wow.
And the clan was one of the founders at Mandalore, among the tongues when they called it Mandayame.
Mandalorian.
That was the Mandalorian name for Mandalore,
Okay.
named after their leader.
Yep.
So that was 7,000 years ago.
Okay.
So for quite 6,000 years, they didn't actually have a home. Home thing, but during the colonization, it has them linked to the Tapani sector, as it's now called.
The which sector?
Tapani sector.
Departing.
Tapani.
Oh,
T-A-
Tapani
yeah.
sector.
Yeah.
Tapana. Let's just go with that. I'll figure it'll be spelled differently.
But there's an actual.
Oh.
Tapane or
I. It's I. Yeah. Is that the sword?
That is similar to the swords, except these ones are less archaic.
Okay. All right.
These are more modernized versions of the swords.
That's really interesting. I suspect some of the information for today's thing came out of that book.
I have run that setting before.
Yeah.
And then it does note that the clan fought in the Crusaders War during the Great Sith War 4,000 years ago, which is when they came out to this region.
Ixneu cred say.
Sorry,
and,
what's that?
Ixneu cred say.
So, yep.
and they have coverts placed between here and Tapani.
Does it say where any of the coverts might be?
Not directly, but you have a feeling where you saw where one is.
One is, okay.
And it says around 800 years ago the clan went into decline as it started hiding its numbers and history just before the Jedi Purge wiped out what was left behind.
Mm.
And that's where the notes end.
Okay.
But it is noted that the Starwing clan is archaic compared to nearly all the other clans. Not many of them have the Crusaders symbol as part of their clan.
Thea thinks so. Doesn't make me any less.
And most of the secrets of the clan were kept to the senior members.
Okay.
And what the book does say is that family and lineage is not important to the clan.
Mm.
As far as it's concerned, it's what the person does to impress and personal merit over family.
Mm.
And even if your parents are the ruling members of the family, you gain no favoritism for it.
Well, no, isn't the Mandalorian the way the strongest leader, basically?
It's basically those who prove themselves worthy,
Yeah.
not who's the strongest.
Yeah.
So one of the differences with the Starwing is it's not about military might.
Mm.
It's about those who preserve their way of life and people, because the strongest warrior can be quite stupid.
Well, yeah. And what she's been learning about the philosophy of dueling and that is precision sometimes requires you to, you don't go straight in for the kill when you're dueling. Sometimes if you're against an opponent that might be bigger, stronger, faster, you might tire them out first.
And one of the notable things in the book is that worthiness is not considered by success.
Mm.
It's by how you handle defeat.
Yeah.
Because anyone can win.
Mm.
Very few people can handle defeat.
Mm. I'm an expert. Sorry.
Whereas most of the other clans only lauded success and caused failure to be an embarrassment, a loss of honour.
Well, for Thea, it's been bothering her that they aren't not succeeding as such, but she's working, or her idea is to try and work towards gathering resources, a stronger position, improving the life of the clan and improving.
And that, learning through loss is a big part of what they consider leadership.
Well, I'd say Kayana and Led also have good experience in that, in the sense that both of them have lost limbs, and most recently they both lost some fairly big battles. So,
and I would say that this is part of Kayana's redemption, because she's trying to reprove herself, not necessarily to take over as leader, but just to reprove herself to herself that she's worthy.
Yeah. And one of the things I would say to you as we're going through this is that, and this would include Crash and Ash, that they both, like, he's lost his ship, he's lost Robotic Unicorn, and Ash has been in prison and lost his people and has found himself having to find a new position and having to recover from those things. So we've all earned from our losses.
And there's a section of the book that talks about the saber rakes.
Yeah.
Those who use the light foil as a dueling mechanism.
Yeah.
It's able to stand up to the lightsaber, but it's not capable of deflecting bolts like lightsabers can.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So it's a purely dueling weapon.
Yep. Well, she's been practicing with the dueling for a very long time now, since since Elrood, so quite some time.
But it does have a different forms that you haven't used before.
She'll have to learn more forms. Because dueling swords will be quite different to this, my presumption.
Well, it uses the lightsaber skill.
Oh, okay, so it'll be using the lightsaber forms. Okay, well, that's some study. I'm going to have to figure out what these Jedi are.
The forms here were used against Jedi. Because the Jedi were considered slower and more cumbersome with their weapon
Okay.
because it was longer blade, thicker,
Yeah.
and designed to be used one or two-handed, whereas the foil is a single hand only.
Yeah, I'm presuming it's like a fencing foil.
It is.
And very,
Rapier-like blade.
yeah. That actually suits Saya pretty well, actually. Considering she's decided to specialise in dueling. Alright, does the book say more?
No, it basically ends with the combat
Okay.
stances and techniques.
Okay, so that's something for me to study. But I think we can all learn from this book. And I'm willing to teach anyone who wants to learn to duel. Obviously, you can't have my fancy sword, but you don't need my fancy sword to learn how to duel. I won't say it quite like that. Just in case it was misinterpreted. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
No, I think that's pretty good.
This is the way.
If there was ever a time for a pithy one-liner,
Oh, when do I get my Minosaur? Is that it?
Mythosaur.
He gets his mini saw later.
I want a mini one first, so I'll give me one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Saw Gerrera shows up. He wants his mini saw.
Oh, yeah. That could
You're
be.
not getting it. Go away.
That could be interesting. Okay. Well, that sounds very intriguing.
And gives you something to think about.
Yeah. Actually, it's a lot. Don't get me wrong. It's very exciting, and I think it might lead a lot of places. But I guess I've got to figure out where does this take us from here then. How does this change things? What are our aims? All the fun stuff.
It does. So with that in mind, that might be a good point for us to finish up for tonight. With you going, because I know Mike's going to get up early tomorrow, and a few people are at home not doing the best. And I try not to yawn too much on you while I'm talking at you.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. We ended up with something cool.
That's okay. I was on mute a lot, by the way, so that's why I kind of got. Oh, that's right. Martin's talking to me. Oh, bugger. Okay.
Yeah. No, that's okay. Yep. I'm sorry, I'm not quite with it today.
Yeah, that's okay.
We've both had a lot going on. So.
Yeah.
So we'll be finding out next session what you're doing next. So you get to plan out what you want to do.
Right.
Instead of just winging it.
When you say plan out what you want to do...
Well, you've got lots of options. I'm not telling you what your options are right now.
Yeah, okay.
You've got to decide what you want to do with the information you've got.
Okay,
Well,
alright.
you've got,
So do we come to you then in the
You
next
can
2
come
weeks?
to me
or we
or
just...
just think about it and tell
And
me
then
next
have
session.
be ready at the start of the game. Okay, alright. That's just what I wanted to check.
Question: when do we next do our XP?
I was going to do that after next session, depending on what you do.
Okay, cool.
Because there might be a good montage point at that point to do training.
Sounds
And
good.
that's where you get all your XP and stuff. So
Right.
Because otherwise you're rushing around doing stuff, not really spending time learning.
So would that be at next session or after next
Most
session?
likely after next
After
session.
next session. Okay,
Depending
cool.
on where you end up.
Yeah, okay, alright. Alrighty. So next session will determine that.
How we go?
Alright. That sounds really cool. Thank you.
Roughly,
Awesome.
you
Well-
have roughly done about 10 sessions a season, and this is episode 10 of season 4. So season 4 could continue on, or it could wrap up, depending on what you choose to do.
Well, I know we'll be missing Mark for a bit, so that's something we need to take into
No,
consideration.
that's all right. Well, I said, I don't know how I'll go in Sydney yet till I get up there. So I'll bring my laptop up, which is actually that I'll be up there.
God, it'd be
on
perfect
Monday.
if you can Skype. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't
Play
know.
it by ear, yeah.
That's it.
definitely.
I'll be able to connect to my wireless
Yeah,
get up there and
yeah.
do what I need to do. So,
Yeah.
as I said, I'm not sure, and I've done it before. When I've been down the coast, so it's just more we'll play it by ear, and I'll let Martin know if I can get it to work or not, and if not, we'll work it out from there. So,
Yeah.
Because I can actually practice with you beforehand if you want to test it.
Yeah, that would be good because.
Well, I'll be up there the Monday prior night.
Yep.
So I'll let you know I'll send you a message if I can hit you up, or during Tuesday or something like that. I'll work it out before that
That
night.
would be really good because it'd be
I
nice.
don't know what's going to be on because I'm not sure what they've got planned for me until I get up there.
So we might go to end thing, and then you can chat for a little bit afterwards. End credits.
I'll say goodnight because I have to get back to finishing a couple things.
Good
But
luck with it.
No.
I was still able to work, and then I'll let you know about Friday. But if not, I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Or this weekend maybe. So
Yeah.